Hey everybody, Tyler with Meeple Mountain here, bringing you another review. Now, you might notice that this time I didn't say a board game review. That's because this review is kind of board game adjacent. Our friends over at Hakusansen, hopefully I didn't butcher that too much, a Japanese company, have been kind enough to give us a review copy of 2 of their carrying bags that can be used for board gaming. We have a small messenger style bag here, and then a full-on backpack here that can hold a lot of board games. They've been kind enough to send us both of these, along with some extra goodies to kind of showcase the storage options that their bags can bring to the table. So let's go ahead and look at how much we can pack in these bad boys. We're going to look and talk about functionality. We're going to talk about durability, the quality of the material and components that went into these bags, and just offer my thoughts on how feasible these guys are as a game transport option for you. So let's go ahead and get to the table and check them out. Here we have a look at the 2 carrying options that were sent to us by our partners in Hakusansen. They have a small messenger style bag here, as well as their full-scale backpack on the side. Now this is going to be a little different than a lot of the video content that we shoot, because I really just want to show you what will fit into these items, how they can pack, and really give you guys a visual feel for what all can go into these guys. So the messenger bag has a pretty standard clip structure here with your typical kind of like nylon style solution. You got a couple extra zipper pockets here that will really hold things. And inside is kind of that laptop size carry-on ability, but it'll hold something as big as, excuse me, there we go, for glory here. But really, this little guy, I kind of feel is more of that D&D style packing, something where you'd want to bring some notes or files or light card games. It doesn't hold a ton in the size of full-scale board game boxes, but it does feel very nice. It's light, it travels comfortably. The material is super sturdy. It's kind of got that like almost water resistant feel on the outside to keep your stuff nice and dry, and has lots of space if you were doing something like an RPG or a D&D style event. Next, we have the full-scale backpack here. He is substantially larger and able to hold a lot of content, and I just want to show you how much content he can hold. Now, it's got lots of pockets and items on the sides, but if we open up this nice clip, it's got a nice metal adjustable clip here, something to really hold things down. It's got this little lock piece here as well, but if we pull all that out, you'll notice that it's going to hold a good chunk of content. So I'm going to actually pull out everything that I was able to pack in here just to showcase the size and options that you could bring if you wanted to pack with this title. Now you also notice we've got some really nice side pockets that of course could hold additional content, could hold more games as I've done in this. I'm going to reach across here. And you could even put additional cards, components, dice, whatever it is that you're looking for, snacks. There's all kinds of pockets and components, and now they were kind enough as well to send all of these little additional kind of storage options that they have just to showcase how much stuff can get really packed into this guy here. Now he is big enough to hold something as big as Wonderland's War, and even Cthulhu Wars can kind of find its way in there. But I did want to point out that he actually is not quite big enough to comfortably hold something like the Windward Big Box or GKR Heavy Hitters, just due to width and things. Now, the backpack itself, again, is super sturdy, and you may notice here it actually has these little metal rack, a frame structure that you could remove if you wanted to, but that really kind of is like a reinforced, like aluminum little skeleton that holds everything in place, makes sure your backpack doesn't get crushed or lose its kind of structure, keeps everything nice and safe and sound, and I actually really like that because it gives it some form, it gives it some rigidity and sturdiness, and that was a really nice component that I felt as well. This material as well is kind of that water-resistant, very scratch-proof kind of outer nylon shell. And then on the front, it has these really nice, there's a lot of carrying options here. You have kind of the typical kind of padded backpack structure here, a nice little carrying handle if you wanted. And then it also comes with something that's detachable, but a nice like overall strap as well that's these kind of nice little clip pieces here that you can kind of remove and reattach. So there's lots of carrying options based on the size and content that you want to pack into your little travel pack. But really, as far as carrying content, quantity style of options, you're going to a little board game trip and want to bring some things to showcase, this larger backpack is definitely the way to go as far as grabbing a lot of content. You can see how much we were able to kind of pack into there. This will hold something as big as like 2 games of the size of like Veiled Fate or Moonrakers, and then we'll showcase maybe a few more things that we can really pack in here if you're thinking of getting some larger content in. But it comes in this nice like padded reinforced piece, and I always felt like as I carried it around and demoed it, tried it out, it's very sturdy. I don't feel like my games are getting beat up or dented as they travel around in this. And again, there's lots of space to put content into it. All right, and now we're at the part of the show where Tyler offers his thoughts on these pieces. But before I do, I wanted to show you guys, I thought this was pretty cool. I could actually fit the whole TI4 box in here and still be able to carry it around pretty comfortably, which I think just, again, showcases how much stuff this backpack can hold. So let's jump in, kind of rapid fire, thoughts, opinions, and then we'll close things out. So we got 2 options here. We have the full backpack and we have the little messenger bag. The messenger bag, as I kind of mentioned, I think it's fine. It's definitely designed to like hold a laptop. As far as transporting lots of games, maybe little games would work, but overall, this is really more for like a D&D or RPG, or I think this is a tabletop RPG kind of niche. It's great for holding books and papers and dice and pencils, but big board games, not so much. The design, the components, all very good, very solid, but nothing standout, nothing crazy blingy. The difference changes when we get to the big backpack. It is massive. It has that reinforced aluminum frame, as I talked about, so it's sturdy. The word that I think of when I interact with this backpack is durable. I have no doubt that everything is going to be held down, secured, locked in place, and not move at all. It has a ton of space. As you saw me unpack it, there's tons of games. If you're doing cards, if you're doing big box, anything you want can fit in here. This will have the things and the space that you need to take everything you want to take to game day easily. The biggest interesting thing to think about or examine is, you know, I use a rolly cart to move my content. With a backpack like this, the thing that I encountered that was different to me as a gamer, because again, I use a rolly cart normally, was the weight of the things that I'm carrying. I'm having to physically carry these items with me around, and that certainly adds an additional layer of weight and content to think about. So that's the one piece that I would add here. All the components and pieces and construction of this backpack are super nice, but as you carry more and more things, you have more and more weight to physically carry. I do think it's sturdier and holds games in place better than my kind of rolling cart solution, but the weight is certainly there and should be a consideration to you as a consumer. But those are my thoughts on these pieces. I think that they both have a niche. I think if you're looking in the market for something, these are certainly items you should look at. I can't speak to the price or availability of these items. We're going to have a link in the description if you're interested in checking out this site. It is a Japanese site, so you'll have to run translation to look at it. I was not able when I went on there to find pricing or availability, so I can't speak to exactly how it would work to get your hands on one of these items at this time. I'm hoping they'll make that a little more user-friendly moving forward, but the construction, the components, the quality here, it's certainly there. So if you're in the market and want to check these out, I would encourage you to do so. I really enjoyed getting to play around with these and see what all I could fit in them, playing a little bit of a Tetris mini game, putting all these boxes in. And I can highly recommend this backpack. I think it'll certainly carry and solve for the needs and wants that you have as you kind of think about what you want to take to game day. I want to thank you guys for checking out this video. I hope it was informative, let you get a good peek at these items and how they would work for you in your day-to-day board gaming life. Keep coming back to Meeple Mountain. Let us know in the comments what you would like to see reviewed next, and as always, happy gaming. Thanks for checking out this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Check out these links to find some other games you might want to bring to the table. This is Tyler Williams, signing off.